Hey everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Taz. In this video, I'm going to share an easy and delicious pudding recipe. So it's going to be pineapple pudding. It's one of my favorite puddings. So whenever I have to whip up a sweet or dessert quickly, I always make a pudding as it's made with very simple ingredients and we can make it effortlessly. The base for the pudding is always milk and condensed milk. Instead of sugar, if you add condensed milk, the pudding will turn rich and creamy. And I always add agar agar to thicken or to set the pudding. You can also use gelatin. So in this pudding, I have added crushed pineapple. You can also add other kinds of fruit purees like strawberry purees or even mango purees, or you can also add pureed apples. So let's get started and let's make pineapple pudding. I'm going to use canned pineapple, so I'll be taking 1 cup of this pineapple. So these are cut into really small pieces, and I'm going to drain the juice as well. We don't need the juice, just the pineapple. Now if you have fresh, ripe and sweet pineapple, you can use that. Just cut them into really small pieces. Next, I'm going to cook the pineapple. For that, I've placed a saucepan over medium heat, adding the pineapple to that. So we don't have to cook this for long, just for a few minutes till the juices have dried off. So just cook it for like 3 to 5 minutes. As you can see, moisture is being released from the pineapple. So let's saute this for 2 minutes. This pineapple is sweet, so I'm not going to add any sugar. If the pineapple that you are using is not that sweet, you can add like half tablespoon sugar and then saute. So this is done. So I'm going to keep this aside. I'll be using agar agar for thickening this pudding. It's also called China grass. So essentially it's a dried seaweed. It's healthy and it's a vegetarian substitute for gelatin. Now if you have gelatin, you can also use that. So I have these strands. So I'm going to cut 2 inches of these strands and going to take half cup of 2-inch long agar agar. So add half cup of this to a saucepan, adding half cup water. So next let's cook the agar agar strands in water and let it dissolve completely in water. So this will take around 5 minutes. While the agar agar is getting dissolved in water, I have placed another saucepan over medium heat. So I'm going to add 1.5 cups milk. This can be any kind of milk, whole milk or 1% or 2%. To the milk, I'm going to add condensed milk. So this is a 400 ml can. I'm adding 3/4 of this can. If you want the pudding to be really sweet, you can add the full can. That's like 400 ml. So add that. So instead of sugar, I'm adding condensed milk. That will make the pudding really rich and creamy. So give it a good mix, and next let's cook the milk and condensed milk for like 5 minutes over medium heat. So I don't know why I've taken a really small spoon and I'm trying to place the spoon in the pan. Yay, it worked. Let's cook the condensed milk and milk for 5 minutes, and over there agar agar strands, it's almost dissolved in water. So I mixed it well. I'm also mixing this one here, milk and condensed milk. Adding 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. So this is optional. If you don't want to add, you can skip this. So give it a good mix. After 5 minutes, milk and condensed milk, it's coming to a slight boil, so that's good. And over there, agar agar strands have completely dissolved in water. So that took around 5 minutes. So it has to be completely dissolved. So next I'm going to add the dissolved agar agar to milk and condensed milk. So give it a good mix. After adding agar agar, we don't have to cook any further. So I'm going to remove the pan from the heat. So let it cool down for like 3 minutes. The pudding mixture has cooled down a bit. So next I'm going to add the cooked pineapple. If we add the pineapple to the hot pudding mixture, it could curdle. So that's why we need to cool it down slightly, but we don't have to cool it down completely. So add everything and give it a good mix. Here's our pudding mixture. So next let's pour this into ramekins and dessert bowls. So I have 4 bowls here. So let's divide this evenly among the 4 bowls. This recipe will yield 4 servings, or we can pour the pudding mixture into 4 ramekins or dessert bowls. If you want to make more, please double or triple the recipe. Let this cool down for at least 10 minutes before keeping this in the refrigerator. After 10 minutes, the pudding has almost cooled down. Next, I'm going to place these in the refrigerator. Let the pudding set in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 hours. After 1 hour, you can check it. If it has set well, you can take it out of the refrigerator. So next, let's make the topping for the pudding. So I've placed the pan over medium heat. I have added 1 tablespoon butter. If you have ghee, you can add that. So let the butter melt. To the butter, I'm going to add 1/4 cup grated coconut. So this was frozen coconut. I defrosted it. So if you don't have grated fresh coconut, you can also use desiccated or the dried coconut. Next, adding 2 tablespoons cashew nuts. Combine well along with the coconut. So next I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoon sugar. You can add up to 2 tablespoons. So let's saute for a few minutes, like 3 to 5 minutes, till the coconut starts to turn light golden in color. So the moisture is starting to release, and as you can see, the color is starting to change. So this is good. The coconut, the color has changed to light golden brown. So remove the pan from the heat and let it cool down. After the coconut cashew nut have cooled down, I'm going to add this to a blender jar and I'm going to coarsely grind this. So we need to ensure we are only grinding this coarsely. Do not make into a fine powder. So we need to have the small pieces of cashew nuts, and we have to feel the crunch from the coconut. So here's the coarsely ground coconut and cashew nuts. I just took the pudding out of the refrigerator after 1 hour and it has set perfectly. So next, let's top this with the ground cashew nuts and coconut. Add the topping generously over the pudding, like 1 layer. So this is a delicious topping. We'll get to enjoy the sweet and crunchy coconut and the bites of cashew nuts. So along with the rich and creamy pudding, our taste buds will dance with joy. I cannot wait. I'm going to enjoy this pudding. So look at that texture. It's so rich and creamy along with the pineapple and the crunchy topping. It's truly divine. Here's the delicious pineapple pudding topped with crunchy coconut and cashew nuts. So please don't skip the topping. It will make the pineapple pudding really delicious. So do give this recipe a try and let me know your feedback. So if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be back with more cooking videos. Until then, happy cooking, take care, and bye!